Whether in your creative life or your personal life, what was the most difficult thing you've gone through and how'd you overcome it?
Hmm. I don't know. With someone like me, there's always been like a lot of hills and bumps on the road here. Things that you kind of, whether it be creative or personal, you have to take everything into account and have it like work with the best in your life. You could get hit with anything, and it's not the issue of like how like feelings and emotions, but like what you do to get past it. Um, I don't know, there's honestly a lot of hills that I've kinda had to go through in regards to, understanding, my time and place with, like, making content. Um, I mean, truthfully, I kind of, trying to think here. I think at the end of it, I think it's, me just kinda being semi-retired from voiceover. It was something I was, like, super passionate for, like, years and years, and I always wanted to go into it, and I felt I would be, like, the big cheese and get through. Went against my parents. I went against, like, typical, I went against, like, the typical ruling from, like, my acting film and television program. I was, like,
Mhm.
completely, fuck the system with, wanting to go into business school. I was not happy trying to get into it, but, it was something, like, my parents kinda pushed me into. So, I was just, like, constantly running about with, like, this whole mindset of freedom and being like, "I'm gonna get it through. I'm gonna get into, like, a some kind of union. I'm gonna, like, get into voiceover." And I'm working with so many wonderful people, and, I think more and more I realize that thing that I was fighting for and constantly, like, hitting and, like, butting heads over and thinking it was gonna be, like, my guaranteed career role. I realize there's so many others out there that are working much harder, that are working so much more professionally, and at the end of it all, just have so much of a better shot. And I think that was a hard thing to look at because I was trying for, like, some of the early behind the voice actor things with, trying for, voicing some characters, and I didn't get through some rounds. I was, obviously discouraged with auditions. And, it's understandable. It happens to everyone. Like, even the best won't be able to, like, land the role they wanna get through first through. I remember even being subscribed to, voices.com hoping I can get somewhere, but still nothing. And I don't think it's so much that I have, like, terrible way of, like, going about range or voice or acting. I think I'm good with what I'm able to handle sometimes. It's just when you're kinda looking at the main spectrum of things, you realize there's so many more people that kinda have their shit together with this sort of thing. And for the longest time, that did make me kinda depressed. And I was thinking, I kinda relied my entire heart and soul into acting. I got told by a school that I would never go through with it when other friends of mine also got kicked out. It was a very subjective program. It was like, what, 20 people come in, only 8 people are allowed to go to the next step. So it was just kinda like they need to, cut out someone there. And the sad thing with me is, well, I heard this on the inside too, but, especially with, like, in the world of acting, they wanna try and, like, diversify their field. So having, like, the white guy with the brown hair and the blue eyes like everyone else, they already had enough of them, so they had to, boot me off kinda thing. And, I just remembered, like, m my family not talking to me for, like, the longest time. Hell, I wasn't even picked up from school. That fucked me up for a while. But, yeah, it's just, like, after those moments and just, like, kinda going with the motion of stuff and kind of, like, asserting myself with, I guess, understanding, like, the world of business a little bit more, I kinda started taking more into the idea of maybe not voice work, but finding some other way to support this kind of knowledge and talent for other people. And I notice a lot of people are usually coming to me for, like, voice direction or advice or, help with, figuring out who to talk to and equipment, and, I mean, I have people like, phenomenally talented friends like, Tom going to me for, like, advice and LJ, and I'm just like, "Jesus, you guys are, like, way further in the game than I am. What the hell do I have?" So for the longest time, I thought I was like, I thought it was, like, a little bit, I wouldn't say of an insult, but it was just kinda like I just felt like, I was just, like, kinda being pitied at this point. But at the end of it all, I just kinda realized there's a bigger strength I kinda have. I've been finding have a much more bigger knack when it comes to writing, when it comes to voice direction, when it comes to, connecting people to projects. And I've just started kind of utilizing it like that. I stopped really labeling myself as a voice actor and more of an enthusiast. And I think one of the biggest moments I realized that was was with my interview with Cal Dodd back when I was working at Screen Geek. I was in entertainment journalism for a little bit. I quit. Um, I just realized it was not like my kind of thing after a while. But one of the experiences I had was actually going out of my way to talking with Cal Dodd, the original voice of Wolverine from the X-Men animated series. It was a simple interview. He knew I did my research. I presented myself really well based around my business etiquette. And, I kind of rented an area in the hotel, had my friend take some photography, and we just kind of, shot together and it was great. And I just decided as a last minute thing, well, what if I got him to say an event? What if I, because he was clearly missing the role, I decided to just have him, read an iconic moment in the comics from Old Man Logan, and he did it, and it turned out really good. And I decided to make something of it as a promotion. I talked my boss at the time into doing it. I got one of my friends to do music, another to do the motion animation, and got him to re-record that. And a lot of people were like loving it, and he really enjoyed it. And just kind of got me thinking I'd love to do this kind of stuff a little bit. I was actually inspired a lot by Adi Shankar from doing a lot of his bootleg films, like things like Thomas Jane's Dirty Laundry, where Thomas Jane, one of my favorite Punisher actors ever, came back to the role, and he helped like get Dread off the ground, and he made an animated thing for Judge Death, which clearly one of my other favorite characters out there, and Truth and Journalism with a Venom fan film. So I just started kind of thinking, I'd love to like maybe do something of my own and maybe give myself more of a producer role, I think. So I kind of help LJ once in a while with like writing with Black Butler stuff. Spinning Egg Zone is a great love child of mine and Witty's at the point. He kind of helped pitch like the first episode to me some time ago. And then once it finally came out maybe a year later or so, I decided to like delve into more ideas, and it kind of made it to what it is today. And it's like a huge collaboration project where there's like so much love and fun with the characters and the universe we're creating that's completely out of the spectrum of like any other Sonic medium. I get people like we had people literally commenting that we had people literally commenting how much they wanted to see the series because it's so different. I started like applying that with like some other things. I actually helped produce an independent horror film, which was really awesome. I saw a premiere for it.
Yes.
Had the guy playing the recent Pinhead from the latest Hellraiser film, and I watched it. It was like pretty damn good. I was like, wow, I actually had my name on that, and the cast and everyone did a phenomenal job, and it was great. It was still a premiere, so like there was like still some. It was 99% complete, but with the quarantine, I kind of looked into it. It's like, wow, I actually helped contribute for that. It really makes you think. It's like it's not so much you have to be like on the limelight of everything. Sometimes just like doing help and influencing and connecting kind of does it. And I realized I actually happen to help get a lot of people to meet together. Like there's some projects out there that I'm still working on. One's original, two are going to be like big fan projects. One of them, ironically, is like I mentioned, like maybe like yourself, Kai. It's 30th anniversary project for F Zero that's going to be coming out on November 21st. It's a very shut production, but I have a lot of huge collaborators in there. I got, people I've worked with, people I've wanted to work with. I surprisingly got some big names in regards to some voicing and composing in there, which, given some of my favorite mediums, it's like I was like impressed I was able to make this happen. So I guess a part of me just kind of sees myself less as a content creator these days and more just a potential producer role. I just want to make things happen. There's a budget, there's things I'm willing to go out of my way to pay. There's people I know, there's a phenomenal array of talent that I've connected with that are just as wonderful as they are skilled. And I just feel there's ways I could kind of help adapt some of these things. And it's kind of a it's kind of like it's kind of like I feel like I kind of have like my sense of purpose there again. I started out from like from a guy that thought, screaming his voice off and talking back to his parents would and never listened to his parents would just kind of amount to like not to like, being somewhere big like the rest of the voice actors, but over time you just kind of have to let like reality hit, take things in stride, listen to the people. You don't have to completely commit your entire life to what people say, but just do enough to like listen to those around you and what they're genuinely concerned and what they see your worth in. And I guess just find a way to adapt into that. And from that, I just found, I guess, my new muse. I found a way to excel my writing and work with people and provide a business etiquette and still maintain a full time job in the business work that I do. So I think that's the best balance I could possibly have. And I don't know, it's like I think it's still kind of a compliment. LJ goes up to me every time with a finished script of Black Butler, quote unquote finish, and tells me, Martin, how could I improve this?
Mhm.
And somehow everything I end up actually recommending ends up on the final page of the thing. And then a lot of the things people are laughing at are things that I actually put in. So
Yep.
I think it just means a lot being a collaborator and being able to work with these kind of things. And I think that's where you find your strength and best, how you manage to work with others rather than constantly figuring out what you're good with yourself.
Cool.
Yeah,
Is
that
there
was a lot
any
of deep shit.
No, it's alright, that's right, that's what this podcast is for. This is the like, literally, I fucking I'm ins this thing is inspired by the Midnight Gospel, I love this shit.